What's up guys, Mickle here, and we're about to watch a flood of institutional money into the cryptocurrency sector. In this video, I want to break down just about how much money is about to flow into this asset class, because I think it's going to give you a better idea of exactly how exponential it could make this market go up. I also want to talk about towards the end of the video why XRP is in such a unique position when it comes down to this flow of institutional money coming into this asset class. What I want to show you is with programs like FedNow, XRP is going to be in a position that no other cryptocurrency can possibly be in. In this video, I want to break down why XRP is so unique when it comes down to capturing all this institutional money. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see that. I want to break down for you guys exactly how FedNow can fit into this entire picture. Make sure to stick around for that. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So I want to start out this video and go over a very interesting tweet by Mickle that's really going to show you how early we are to this asset class and how much institutional money is yet to flow in. Cryptocurrencies were one of the few asset classes that allowed retail investors to front run the institutions. Typically in the past, whenever there was a new asset, whenever there was a new technology, essentially because of the centralization of the asset, because of the way these things have to be listed on exchanges, because of the way that the SEC and other corporations can essentially control the flow of money, they allowed all the big guys to get into assets, and then later they would do something like an IPO or make it publicly available. That way retail investors could get in. What this caused was it caused institutions to blow up the price, pump it up to the moon. Meanwhile, retail investors would be late, top off all the institutions' bags, and essentially we would be their exit liquidity. Now, the reason I'm making that point is essentially we are seeing the same exact thing happen with cryptocurrencies, only in reverse. We actually got involved in this asset class before the institutions. And the reason for that is because institutions are being prevented by regulations to touch this asset class. Now, in the past, retail also would have been prevented from touching this asset class. They would have just not listed it. But what we see is because of the decentralized nature of cryptocurrencies, because they're programmed into the internet, we were able to get our hands on these things anyway. And because of that, rather than institutions getting into the asset first, we are having the retail investor get into the market with cryptocurrencies, and then institutions being forced to come in afterwards. This has really never been seen before, and it could be extremely powerful. We are really yet to see a supply and demand event take place like this in public markets, and I just don't think people are appreciating how earth-shattering this could be. So I want to go over this tweet real quick. Meltdown tweeted out, "Last week BlackRock spot ETF filing was big news, but it's not the only story. Many of the largest financial institutions in the US are actively working to provide access to Bitcoin and more." A quick glance at the 27 trillion client asset list here, and you can take a quick look at this. As we can see, there are the biggest institutions in the United States all stepping into this asset class full force. This is no means a complete overview of the offerings available, but it's always helpful to zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. While the institutions coming has been more of a trickle than a wave, we're seeing the bridges built in real time. Now, I think this is super important to understand. What we are watching is the start of a revolutionary event for the cryptocurrency market. Now, a lot of people expected this to just happen like that. With a snap of a finger, all these institutions would flood in. But that was never what was going to happen. These institutions, like I said earlier, are heavily regulated. They need to be ultra conservative, and because of that, they're going to move slowly, and they're going to start with the biggest cryptocurrency out there, which is Bitcoin. But let me just tell you this right now, they are not going to stop with Bitcoin. Any Bitcoin maxi telling you that, oh, this is only bullish for Bitcoin and not the rest of crypto is out of their mind. What we know is the head of BlackRock's cryptocurrency team is a former Ripple executive. If you don't think BlackRock is going to have one of these same products for XRP, I think you are absolutely out of your mind and missing the bigger picture at play here. We are so much earlier than many people appreciate. So many people think we are like halfway through cryptocurrency adoption. We are right at the start, and these big institutions just starting to dip their toe into these offerings is proof that is where we are. And I just thought this was a great picture and just showing exactly what I'm describing. Guys, right now we're right down here and we have so much more money than we could ever imagine about to flow into this asset class, and it's going to be people who don't even know they're flowing into the asset class. We're going to have a lot of these products put into ETFs, put in S&P 500 funds, and people who are just holding retirement accounts are going to be holding cryptocurrencies. This is going to be a game changer going forward, and the reason why I'm so excited about this now is because I really thought this was going to take a lot longer. I thought the SEC and our government were going to try to stop this with everything they could. But something really changed for me when I saw BlackRock file that ETF. For some reason, I just don't think BlackRock filed that ETF without knowledge that they were going to get the approval. And as soon as one of these big firms gets the approval for a Bitcoin ETF, there is no turning back from there, because these institutions, once they see the amount of money they are making off these products, they are not going to stop. This is very, very exciting for the cryptocurrency industry, but I just want to make it so clear to you guys. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What we're just looking at right here is barely even exciting. It is just institutions coming in and holding a digital asset. That is not even what cryptocurrencies were made for. What cryptocurrencies were made for was transforming the financial system, and that's why XRP is so special. XRP is going to be in all these same products Bitcoin is. Institutions are going to flood into XRP just like Bitcoin. It's just going to take a little longer for the products to roll out, because that's how people get into cryptocurrencies. They get into Bitcoin first and then things like XRP. But what we know is there is so much more for XRP to disrupt. Not only will XRP be in these funds, but XRP is going to be used to transform the rails of the financial system. I saw this tweet by ISO 20022 just the other day, and this is one of the most important things that I have been paying attention to. What we are seeing is that the Federal Reserve is actively telling us that they are looking to work with the private sector for innovation around instant payments. Now, without even drawing a link between maybe they're talking about Ripple here, I think we need to appreciate one thing. This is showing us that the Federal Reserve is not building their own rails. The Federal Reserve is not going to make their own payment system out of nothing. They are going to build a payment system using private sector innovation. That is so important to understand, because I have been analyzing companies for a while now, and I am yet to see a private company doing the kinds of things Ripple is doing around instant payments. So what we're learning here is that Ripple is 100% in play for being partnered with the Federal Reserve for instant payments. And it's not even anything specifically the Federal Reserve or Ripple are saying about working together. It's the simple fact that the Federal Reserve is saying we are going to rely on the private sector. And what does that mean? That means we just need Ripple to have the best innovation out there. That means we just need Ripple to have the best tech out there. And as long as Ripple, which what I have seen has blown my mind with how they have created products, as long as Ripple can continue to do that, there is no question in my mind that the Federal Reserve will be forced to work with Ripple in the future, because they need the best, and Ripple is one of the best out there. Now, I just wanted to show you something pretty interesting and break down exactly how FedNow is going to work and how XRP can be incorporated into it, because I get a lot of questions around this topic. A lot of people wonder, is FedNow going to run on XRP? Is XRP even involved in FedNow? And I just created this super simple diagram, which of course is not even close to on the screen right now. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, so I just created this really simple diagram to show you kind of what's going on here, because I think it's going to help people really understand, where does XRP come into play with FedNow? Will institutions use XRP? Will the Fed use XRP? Let's try to answer this real quick. So what FedNow is essentially an app store. what you are going to do with FedNow is go onto an application portal and you're going to say, hey, I need to send a payment. What's the best way to send this payment? Now, if you work in big business, if you work in a large corporation, you would know you never only have one solution. There is always a different solution for what avenue you're going to take, and I have a feeling there's probably 15 to 20 specialized companies or specialized interfaces that you will be able to go through on the FedNow portal to send a payment from one place to another, and depending on where that payment needs to go, depending on how fast that payment needs to be there, it's likely going to impact your decision on which provider you use. So what we have right here is we have FedNow, which is just the portal you go into, the app store, and then under that you have your different payment providers. Now for these payment providers, it really doesn't matter who they are. You can think of payment provider 1, payment provider 2, payment provider 3, payment provider 4. Let's just say payment provider 4 is Ripple. So if you went into the FedNow website and you saw, hey, I want to route my payment through Ripple, then you can say, well, hey, Ripple can facilitate this payment with XRP to make it instantaneous. I need this money there quick, so let's send it through Ripple with XRP. Boom, you just went through FedNow and sent money across the XRP ledger. It's that easy. No one who was interacting with FedNow had to touch XRP, and you might have not even known you were using XRP. All you had to do was go through this company, Ripple, this fintech company, and suddenly they got your payment there instantaneously. Now say prior to doing that, you were using payment provider 1, and payment provider 1, you just heard about them. Everyone in your company was using them for a while. They were the big player. They go through Swift. Every single time you do a transaction through them, you're waiting 4 to 5 days. You have high fees, and sometimes your payment is failing. Obviously, common sense would say, hey, I'm probably going to go to payment provider 4 for now often, because payment provider 4 is doing a better job of routing my payment. So this is how within FedNow, you have them slowly moving towards the best technology in the stack. And the last thing I want to make clear is companies like Swift or these other payment providers who are using outdated rails can eventually swap over to more efficient rails and start using things like XRP. So suddenly, it doesn't even matter what payment providers are here because they can all hook up to the XRP ledger. And that is one of the most important things to understanding all of this and understanding why I'm so bullish on XRP. Even if Ripple, the company, isn't going to get all the business in the world, which obviously they're not, every single other payment provider has an equal opportunity to use the XRP ledger to make their own business exponentially more efficient. And ultimately, I have a feeling that over time, if the XRP ledger does succeed like I think it will, we will see more and more payment providers forced and capitulate into using the XRP ledger because there will be no other technology out there that can compete on the same level as XRP is. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you a better understanding of exactly how our financial system is changing, how FedNow is going to fit into all of this, and how XRP really is going to be a new base layer for moving money all around the world. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and for now, Mickle out.